Hey everyone, this is ZMH Tech here. Haven't made a video in a while, I think like a year and a half, but today I'm going to make a video about a encryption program that I built. Um, so we're going to talk about it for a few minutes and then do a demonstration of it in a tutorial. Now, why exactly did I build one when there's a ton of them out there? Well, when I was looking for the strongest encryption program I could find, um, that led me to AES-256. But when I researched, there's different modes to AES-256. Uh, Most encryption programs don't tell you which one they're using. I think the common one is CBC. Now, GCM is the highest standard or the best one. Um, and I couldn't find one that specifically said GCM, so I decided to build my own in C++. Now, this is for this program runs on Windows and Linux. Now, we're not going to get into the technical details of what is AES, what's 256, and what is GCM, but I'm just going to explain them real briefly. AES is all you need to know about that is it's basically the strongest encryption protocol to date. 256 means there's 256 bits to your key length, and the longer key you have, obviously it's the harder to decrypt. Um, so you see a lot of programs that you see out there say AES 256, but they don't specify what mode they use. Like I said, the common one was CBC. Um, so this one uses GCM. Basically, the advantage of GCM is it includes a verification system built into the encryption protocol. So usually, when you're building an encryption program, you want to verify that the encryption or the decrypted data hasn't been adjusted, um, so that when you decrypt it or encrypt it, you know that that was the original file's content. Um, you usually have to use a separate protocol or a command or whatever, but this one has it built into the encryption um, standard. So that's why I decided to go with this. Now, um, you can download it on my website. The link is up here. I'll put the link in the video. You can read a little bit about what I just said. Oh, the other thing is for the password, the protocol we're using is PKSC7. Um, and you can look that up. It's just basically a standard for encryption for the public key or the password. So you can download it on the website, read more about it. This is the very first version. You can download it for Windows or Linux. You got the virus scan and the download. And you guys um, will see the video here because this is the video I'm going to put there. So um, let's get started using it. So we're going to go to um, a little demonstration I set up here. Now, all I did was, if I downloaded it from the website, I just unzipped it. Um, this is all the files it had for Windows. Like the Linux one only has like a few files that it comes with. So we got our test files here. So let's see. We have a text file named password, and then it just says the password. And then we got a image file. This is image one. So those are the things we're going to be encrypting today. So now we're going to run the program. That's a little executable right here. Now this does have an individual file size limit of 64 gigabytes. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to encrypt and decrypt, but most likely you're not going to ever hit that. Now we have add a folder. So you can add an entire. You pick a folder and every file in it will be added. Um, Add a folder and subfolders. That means you pick a folder and all the files, all the folders get added to it. You can just add a file, which that's what we'll be doing, and then you can delete files off of the list and clear the list. So um, let's get started. Oh, before we do that, up here is about, just basically tells you where you got it and about. Then you can check for updates here, and then we have a keyboard. We'll show that in a minute. So let's add a file. So we're going to click add file, and we're going to open up the password one, and then we also want to do the image. So these are the two we want to encrypt. So now we're going to go down to settings down here. Now, obviously the green means that's what's happening. That's what you've picked. As you can see, you can turn it on, off. And these, they toggle basically. So right now we want to encrypt. It does have built-in shredder for shred files, and we'll talk about that later. But you want to do encrypt right now. Test encryption we'll leave on. Basically, what that does is it will encrypt your file with the password that you give it, and then it will, very quickly behind the scenes, it will decrypt your file to make sure that the process, you know, the encryption process didn't, mess up somewhere. Um, so it basically checks it for you. I would always suggest manually checking if you can decrypt your files before you actually, shred or delete the originals. Um, but it does have that built in. So it's up to you to decide how important that is. Shred original files. That basically, like I was talking about, uh, obviously at the end, once you encrypt the file, you want to get, shred the original off of your computer, and this one will do it all in one step, basically. So for right now, we're going to turn this off because we're going to check it manually, and we'll turn that off too right now. So then that's not right now. So then, okay, so we're at the password now. So uh, we can go up here to the keyboard. If you think your computer has a virus, or if you're on a computer that you're not sure if it has a virus, public computer, um, you don't know if there's a keylogger or something like that. You can just pull up a little keyboard, and you can click the buttons, and it will type in the things for you. Um, so like we type in this, and then we switch it over to that, and then it would type it in for us. So we'll just use a regular keyboard, but that's how that virtual keyboard works. So you basically don't have to press the keys. Okay, so now we've got, or yeah, if you don't have a keyboard, you can use that. So we'll use password as the password. So we're going to type in, I put password confirmation because, you don't want to accidentally type in your password and then encrypt your file and then be like, oh no, I don't know how to get, don't know how to get back into my file. So I did password confirmation for that. So then you're gonna hit start, and it's pretty quick, especially for small files. But that was about it. So then we're gonna go exit out of this, and we're gonna make sure that it encrypted it. Now, what you're gonna get as the result of this is you're gonna get a text file. As you can see, this is our image file, and now it's a text file, but it has a .png. Uh, that's just so my program knows what extension it was originally, so I can put it back. Um, so then, same thing with this. So if we open this up, here's our original right here, for a password. This is what it turned into. So, it encrypts it. So then same thing with this. This is our original. And this is what it turned into. Now, what I've noticed is it's about, um, for people that want to know the file size, it does it about 4 times. As you can see right here, it shows the 3 kilobyte image turned into about a 13 kilobyte image. So what I've noticed is it does it about 4, a little bit over 4 um, times the size for the encrypted file. So you'll want to keep that in mind for how much hard drive space you have and all that. Um, so there we go. We encrypted it. Now we'll run my program again, and um, we'll decrypt it. So I'll delete these really quick. Now these are the originals. Then we'll pick the 2 encrypted files. We want to decrypt. These are basically, disabled. You can't. They have no value when you're decrypting or shredding. Same thing with this again. Password. So now we're gonna type in. Um, we're gonna type in password. Um, I'll use the keyboard to show you guys that we're actually typing in password. So we'll type in something wrong right now. So we'll type in password 1 because that's a wrong. That's not our password. So I'll show you guys that we actually type in. So this is the wrong password. When we hit start, it's going to say verification failed. decryption failed. So that's if someone's trying to decrypt your files and they don't know the password. That's what they're gonna get. Pops up twice because there's two files. So that is what happened. Now, as we can see over here, it didn't make anything new, or didn't make any new files. So that means it works. Now we'll go back. We'll type in our correct password, which is password. And I'll show you guys that we type in the correct password. As you can see, no errors, 100% decrypted. So then we'll exit out, and then here we go. Here's our images, our password, which says the password, our image. So there we go. We recovered. It turned this into that. Okay, so last part, um, the shred files. Now, once you've confirmed, now that's why I built the test encryption, the shred original files. It's all automatic, one swoop. It does all of it. I was just showing you the long way manually so you guys can see, but usually I just use the built-in thing because it does all that for you. Um, and it's quick. So the last part is shred files. So we're gonna type in a file shredding strength, and what that means is it just means how many times um, it's going to shred or overwrite the file. Okay, so what happens when it's shredding a file? All that means is it opens up the file, it rewrites it, putting a bunch of random stuff in there, and then does that, saves it to disk, and reopens it, rewrites stuff to it that's completely different, saves it to the disk. It keeps doing this however many times you told it to do, and then it deletes it. So that means if someone's trying to recover it, um, they're not going to be able to recover the actual original file. It will be a bunch of random junk, and it won't make any sense. So, um, in in theory, or I guess in practice, actually, um, the people have found out that all you need to do is shred the file one time, and that there's basically no way in practice for people to actually recover the original contents of your file. In theory, it's been shown that um, three times is usually a safe um, deal, and um, most companies that need to shred files, they will they'll shred them three times. Um, you can go above that. Um, it doesn't really matter. I like 10 just because it doesn't add any more. I mean, shredding files is real fast, so especially on a small file. So I usually just use 10, just to be on the safe side, I guess. So we're gonna load in the files. I'll just load in all four, but usually you would just load in the originals, and you would keep the well, actually, let's just do that, and I can show you this too. So see if we accidentally put in um, a decrypted one or something, we can just hit delete. So we want to shred the two originals 10 times, no password, obviously. So watch them on this part, it'll disappear. So then there you go. Shred the file 10 times, and we're left with the encrypted files. So that's it for the video. Like I said, you can download it at my website. It runs on Windows and Linux. Um, and it uses the strongest encryption, has verification in it, so it knows no one tampered with the data, decrypted or encrypted data. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching this video.